Welcome back everyone to WAW, and welcome to part 2 of Anime Nebraskon's recap of everything that I bought. So in this section we are going to be looking at things that I bought as souvenirs, such as figures and DVDs. So before we get into that, I want to give a really big shout out because a few days ago I managed to actually go see the One Piece Red movie, and OMG, you have to go see it. It is literally going to a live concert almost. There was a lot of singing, it was really good, and it was by a really good Japanese artist called Oda, that's spelled A-D-O, for any of you that's wanting to look this up. And she sings a whole range of what I would consider more punk rock in the sense, but there's a lot of really hot, really nice songs that she has sang. Especially she gave a good range throughout the One Piece Red movie, but I don't want to spoil anything. I just wanted to give a quick little shout out that anyone that's a One Piece fan or into J-pop music definitely must go see. Best fight scenes ever. But I digress. Let's get on to the main aspects of the show, which is reviewing our figures and DVDs that I have now added more to my collection. So let's start out with the first figure. Alright, first up is the figure from Sega, and this figure is from the anime series Izetta, the Last Witch. This is a really cool military and magic anime. It's a little more wholesome than the saga of Tanya the Terrible, dealing instead of with aerial mages. It is literally a actual witch that can actually ride what essentially is a bowler gun, and instead of a broomstick, it's a boomstick that she flies on. And so basically she's helping out a allied nation. It's kind of post World War II kind of notion, and so I really love that anime. And when I saw this figure, let's just say I was really in love with it. So let's open up this box and take a look and see what she looks like. So those were some really cool close-up shots of Izetta. So again, this is giving you a kind of a scale version of like how big she is compared to my hand. Again, she had such a cool stand that it comes with, and this is the bowler gun. It's even longer than the frame based off of my little setup here. And so yeah, she has such a beautiful dress with being a pure white tapering off with blue. It just gives it such a really pure skyish kind of thing, especially with her reddish hair. So that made it really good. And Sega did a really good job making this figure. This anime did come out around the same time as Tanya the Saga of Evil. So yeah, they're around the same time frame. Again, I love this anime. Definitely wish I could find the DVD or Blu-ray set. So this is Izetta, and she's definitely going to be going with the rest of my cool figures. So let's see what the next figure we have. Next up, we have Albedo from Overlord Season 4 by Corful. And this is basically like a knitted sweater version that I translated on the from the box. So let's take a quick look to see how well she looks. That looked really cool with those lovely shots. As you can see, again, I have her kind of next to me to give a size comparison. That is my hand. So she's actually a pretty good size figure. Again, she's not really that big. She's about like a standard figure size. So she's not too big, not too small. So she'll definitely fit within a good, she's maybe about a ruler size. Again, the detail on her is gorgeous, especially with her purple tips that kind of go into like a translucent kind of purple clear from her jet black. So it gives her more of like a purplish hair color. The texture on the dress, or basically it is a knitted dress. It actually has really nice texture to it. I'm trying to be really careful on where I'm touching this because, again, this is still, meant for not 18 plus. So, but I digress on that. But it's basically like one of those like Virgin Killer outfits. Again, anyone that is familiar with this series Overlord, she is very, 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 very thirsty for Eins. So yeah, this outfit could actually be considered canon if we ever get a season 5. But they do have a movie coming out, and let's hope they fill in a lot of gaps, because they skipped like 3 books from the light novel series. But overall, this is such a really good figure by Corful. I may end up trying to see if I can find any more figures of her from, or other anime figures from that same company, because they're about the same size as most of all my other figures from Fate Stay, Strike Witches, and a few other ones that are around this size actually. So yeah, she's going to fit perfectly with the rest of them, but she already is going to have a special spot going on my DVD case where she's going to be in front of the Overlord DVD set. Alright, next up we have a figure from that time I got reincarnated as a slime, and the character is Shizu from said series, and this is by Bandai. Yes, this is starting to be a normal thing that Bandai is actually making anime figures. Not just model kits, but actual anime figures. This is starting to become really impressive, especially how well these figures are actually looking. I actually have several Bandai figures that look absolutely gorgeous. So let's take a look at Shizu and see how well Bandai has done. Alright, that was a pretty good close-up look at what she looks like. Again, hand size comparison. She is actually fairly good size. She's actually a little bit bigger than the Albedo figure. It is very, very dynamic on like the action with the how you see with the cape fluttering, her hair kind of going out, and I love the little stand because if you can look kind of right there, there's a cute little Rimuru right there, which I actually have a Rimuru figure from the series. So I'm kind of trying to figure out, the only one I do not have out of all the female characters is the Dragon Lord Maline. They had one there, but I really didn't like it. I wanted her like in her like Demon Lord get-up instead of like the cute little t-shirt with her squishing Rimuru. But in hindsight, I probably should have gotten. I could have had all the waifus from the main series, and all be Bandai too. So again, this is a Bandai kit, not a kit. So this is a figure. So this is already pre-built, pre-painted. You just have to do some assembly. What I had to do was I had to put her sword together. Her arm over here is a separate piece, so you just slide that in. Her head is in a separate piece as well, along with her cape, but those kind of have like really good placements to put together. So, and then the stand was a little tricky at first. Again, they don't really give full-on instructions, but they're pretty self-explanatory. But as you can see, it is really well done. There's a few seam marks on here, but that's to be expected with most figures. You usually would see that, and you won't see these kinds of marks in higher end figures. But I only literally paid about $35 to maybe $40 for this figure, which Bandai is surprisingly inexpensive to get a fairly decent quality figure. A figure like this for this kind of size would probably go for about maybe $50-$60, but this was only about $35 to $45. So they're really inexpensive for those who want to start collecting anime figures, and they're really fun to just kind of quick assemble. So yeah, this is Shizu from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Alright, next up we have Yor from the anime series Spy X Family, and she's basically the main mom. This figure is by Furyu, and when I bought this, I didn't actually realize what the heck she actually was, because again, I was always looking for figures that stand. But yeah, this one does not stand, because the interesting thing is, she is a noodle topper. I'll explain that in a little bit when we do the size comparison. But let's take a quick look at Yor from Spy X Family. I hope you enjoyed those kinds of close-ups of Yor. To give a good size comparison, here's the hand size again. Yeah, she is tiny. She is very, 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 very tiny. But like I was saying a little bit earlier, she is a noodle topper. And what I mean by that is when you make instant ramen noodles, she goes on top of the lid after you pour the hot water, and when you cook your noodles for that 3 minutes, you would put her on top of the noodle cup. let's just say this has a whole new meaning of her having a hot butt. But she is such a nice little, cute little figure. Again, she is really, really not that big. So chances are I'm probably not going to be using her to sit on my noodle cups. But yeah, so she's basically going to be going on my shelf, sitting. I have a couple other anime figures that are in the sit position. So yeah, but that was the interesting thing when I was looking this up, is she was literally designed to sit on noodle cups. Alrighty, next up we have Rem from ReZero, and this is a bunny girl version of Rem, which I currently do not have. And this is by Furyu again, and no, she is not a noodle topper, but she is a bunny girl. So let's take a quick look at her. Alrighty, so those were some really good close-ups of Rem from ReZero. Again, let's just say a lot of the figures I have bought are from isekais. I still have one more big one and a little bit, but let's talk about Rem real quick. So it is a bunny girl, Chinese style bunny girl outfit. She has her cute little pom-pom tail in the back. She has her little bunny ears right here. So they're really good. Again, I'm having still some issues with the headpiece. It keeps kind of popping off, so just be kind of wary that that might not go on 100%. The cool thing, or the amount of detail, is her stockings. They are actual nylon, like pantyhose style stockings. So if you do get this kind of figure, do be very, very careful with the stockings, because it is full on fabric. You can actually see that I'm actually able to move that. So be very, very careful. But the detail on it is gorgeous. So it gives that real, not a plasticky kind of look, but gives you that really good attention to detail. So they did a really, really good job doing a cute little bunny girl version of Rem. I may try to see if I can find her sister and have the two cute little bunny girls next to each other. But yeah, this wasn't too bad of a buy either. She was pretty inexpensive. She was maybe about $40, about $45 when I bought at Anime Nebraskon. Overall, she is really well done, really solidly built. I didn't have to put anything really together other than her little bunny ears. Other than that, there's no major real indefinite lines or anything on here. So she's a little bigger than the standard figures that I have, but overall she's a really good size bunny girl, especially if you are a really big Rem fan. So that was that one. So we still have one more, and let's just say it is a doozy, and this is one of my all-time favorites. And this, my friends, little spoiler, took about 70% of my budget when I was at Anime Nebraskon. And so let's unveil the biggest thing that I actually bought. And let's just say there was a pun intended in that. This is the last figure we are going to be reviewing for today, and it is a 1/4 scale Bunny Girl Belle Dandy from B Style, and they mostly do all bunny girls. So she was the first one in the line. They have an Erd and Skulled bunny girl, but the price tag on these, let's just say I'm a huge fan. Emphasis on the huge part. All My Goddess fan. So she is from the anime series All My Goddess, which it was a manga back in the early or mid to late 90s, and also they had an anime series in the early 2000s. And it was a really cute kind of story dealing with a goddess and a guy named Keiichi. Basically, he was kind of unlucky kind of guy, and apparently they sent a goddess, not dressed like this. I have another figure of her in her goddess outfit, sent down to Earth and basically grant him a wish. And since he was a college student in all guys dorm, he thought this was a prank and basically wished for a goddess like her. And voila, leads into a wonderful comedy romance that spanned 42 volumes. But yeah, so this is only just the box. Let's take a look to see at how beautiful this figure is by B Style. So that was pretty cool, looking at all those cool close-ups of Belldandy here and her cute bunny girl outfits. Again, this is a really well done sculpture. There are very little of or any seam lines on her. I can't seem to find any telltale signs of seams or anything like that. The only ones I can see is basically at the very kind of the jawline, but you really can't get away with everything. Overall, she is beautifully done. She's very voluptuous in her cute bunny girl outfit. I want to see if I can try to find the other two to go with her to make a full set with Scald and Erd. Again, this is a very expensive figure, so any of you that are wanting to get a 1/4 scale, be very prepared to fork over an arm and a leg. Again, she took about 70% of my budget, and most of that was the other half was about for my autographs. But the lovely thing, again, just like the Rem figure, is she has a nylon style stocking on here, so you have to be very careful with that, with taking very good care of it, because these can actually break. This is not plastic, so you can also see, again, you can start moving that around, so you want to make sure that gets taken care of. So again, she's about a $400 figure, so she is really not cheap. But she is literally worth her weight in gold. So those were all the figures. I have a couple of other kinds of things that I bought that aren't so expensive. The 2 DVDs that I managed to find that were like the pinnacle of what I actually wanted to buy. And one was called Girly Air Force. And as the title is basically it deals with very colorful jets. So apparently each one of these girls is a AI system for each one of the jets. And so basically the red one for her is the Gripen. She's the F-15 that's here, and the F-4 Phantom, which is this aircraft here. And so it's basically the actual aircraft, but with weird superpowers. Basically, it was an interesting anime. It's a very, very interesting. And the weird thing is the manga actually never got a US release. So if you wanted to read this series, better learn Japanese real quick. And there is no English dub to this. So this was done by Crunchyroll, but this only has Japanese or English subtitles, I should say. And this only has Japanese audio. So yeah, you're going in standard Japanese subtitle tango, basically. So that was Girly Air Force. So again, I'm a big airplane junkie, so when I saw this, I'm like, ooh, I'm buying. I don't care how much it is, I'm getting it. Luckily for me, this was actually not that expensive. So that was this one. I did buy another one, and this one was, I missed my chance last Anime Nebraskon when I saw this to get this series, because they just had a second season, and it's currently airing right now, and I'm in love. And it is the lovely Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. And this is the special box edition, so there's a hardcover on this, so it's a hardcover. And what makes this special is, if we can open this up, we got the standard DVD, and we got her in a cute little Chinese dress. If we open this up, we can see the iconic cat that keeps popping up whenever they had a spicy moment. And then you kind of have a swimsuit kind of cutaway of Uzaki-chan, who's the main character in this rom-com of an anime. But that's not the only thing that's on here. We actually have a cool art book that's, again, featuring the iconic kitty, but you also have it where you have Uzaki-chan on here. So it's not just a art book, it has a whole bunch of character development factors. At the very end, it actually has a unreleased version of the manga, so that was kind of cool when I was looking at that. But again, it kind of gives you some art, some character development, reference photos. So it was really cool that I managed to get this, because it gives you the whole typecast of who's all in here, their personalities. So that was really cool. So those were the items that I got for the DVDs. So yeah. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as I showcase a lot of my stash that I got. I'm gonna start over. 3, 2, 1. Alright everyone, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys all enjoyed this as we went through and did a cool figure review from the biggest to literally the smallest here. And if you guys want to have, I'm going to start over again. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright everyone, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this as we went through my anime haul from Anime Nebraskon. So I hope you guys enjoyed the figure review and unboxing of these wonderful figures and talking about some of the anime that I managed to buy. And if you guys like this kind of content, I'm thinking about keep going on doing figure reviews and model reviews, such as going over like how I did with all of these wonderful figures here, and kind of continuing on that If you guys have any particular figures or models that you would want to be featured on here, please leave a comment in the description or in the comment section down below. Again, if you do like this type of content, and I like this kind of content, like and subscribe to WAW. Again, you guys are the ones that are pushing me to make more. As of right of this recording, I have 120 subscribers, meaning I have gotten at least 25 to 30 subscribers in the past 10 days, and I am trying to start producing content on a regular basis to meet my subscribers. I'm gonna start over. Alright, in 3, 2, 1. Thank you everyone again for watching WAW as we went through all the figures that I have from Anime Nebraskon. Again, oh god, I did so well the first time. Bloopers. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing of all of these cool figures and talking about some of the animes that I managed to buy. I had so much fun going through and showcasing a lot of these model figures. And I'm going to continue making more content like this. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. And if you have any figures or models in particular you want to be featured on any of my future videos, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Again, you guys are the ones that are helping me push me to make content on a weekly basis. Hopefully I can get up to a high enough subscriber count where I can actually start making a lot more content for you guys and exploring other figures and models that are out on the market. Again, it's been a real pleasure doing these kinds of videos. But speaking of videos, before we fully go, I want to thank everyone. As of right of this recording, I have a total of 120 subscribers. And the Anime Nebraskon music video is at 400 views. So any of you that are watching this, please, let's see if we can get 500 views and possibly 500 subscribers. So far I've been doing a pretty good job. Based off of the past couple months, I ended up getting at least 25 to 30 new subscribers in the past couple days since Anime Nebraskon, and I am super stoked. I am having so many projects in the works because I'm seeing my subscriber count go up. And please, if you do enjoy this type of content and want to see more, like and subscribe. This has been WAW, and I hope to see you guys in the next video as we explore more anime and models.